Have you ever noticed something about motivation? People talk about it like it's the key to discipline. But the truth is, motivation only shows up when things are easy, when you're excited, when you're rested, when you feel good about a goal, when that energy is inside of you. Motivation can carry you through, right, for that moment. But the moment you're tired, you're stressed, you're distracted, motivation goes away. So the real problem isn't that people lack motivation as much as it is that they rely on it. Motivation is energy in motion. When something's in motion, you can rely on it to keep moving. Monday feels powerful. You wake up early, you go to the gym, you eat clean. Then by Thursday, something changes. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're irritated, you're negotiating. And suddenly those plans from Monday start quietly disappearing. If discipline depends on emotion, it will eventually collapse. The alternative to all of that is structure. Structure removes negotiation. Whether you're tired, whether you're not in a good mood, whether you are distracted, whether you're emotionally broken down, it doesn't matter. And there's no negotiation about it. You see, emotion reacts. The structure decides. Anything that happens in the way is just an obstacle because the structure barrels through. And once structure exists, behavior stabilizes. So once behavior stabilizes, discipline becomes sustainable. All of this ties into the 7-day reset. Day one is clarity, restores control. That once you are able to understand what it is that's been holding you back, now you can build structure around blocking those things or implementing them in a way that they actually benefit you and help you as opposed to block you. And then you have day two, win the first hour. You're gaining control of your day from the time you wake up. Win the first hour, do exactly what you need to do. That structure starts right then and there. Once that becomes your lifestyle, once it becomes habitual and structure is built around that, there will be nothing that can stop it. Day three is focusing on not allowing emotion to decide. Emotion has to be something that you can live with, but not allow to block you from doing things that you need to do. And if anything, can fuel that path, but not guide the path. The guidance needs to be the structure. Day four is similar to winning the first hour. The first thing you should do by gaining control of your day is move. You have to move. Get your butt out of the bed, put your feet on the floor, stand up or hit the floor, do some push-ups, roll over and do some sit-ups, do some jumping jacks. I don't care if you do it for 5 minutes, I don't care if you do it for 3 minutes, I don't care if you do it for 2 minutes. Because when you move first, your mind will support you in the habits that you create, but you have to change the habits. So once you start moving first, your mind will start moving as well. Once your mind realizes that it doesn't matter what it feels like, your mind will support that. Order reinforces discipline. This is number 5. Surroundings of your environment affect you directly. Blockages, they'll allow you to stop and focus on something that you shouldn't have to focus on when your objective should be to move first. Order reinforces the discipline. Discipline becomes much easier when you have order around you. Number 6 is act in line with your standard. And this is created through all of the habitual things that you start doing. And this standard that you develop becomes who you are. Live inside of that standard comfortably and be uncomfortable enough to make sure that it develops more and more each day. It's not that you won't slip outside of it, but once you create the standard, you know what it is. And once you know what that standard is, when you slip outside of it, you're very aware. Your standard is your structure. That's what you live with. You want to stay inside. You want to act in alignment with the standard that you've created from the structure that you developed and built. Number 7 is the most important of them all. If you hadn't done anything from 1 to 6, and you just wanted to wake up and make a decision and execute it, I'd say congratulations. You can work your way back, but don't stop number 7 as you work your way back to number 1, and you will be just as good as if you started from number 1. Decide and execute is so important. Once you make that decision, execute everything that needs to happen in order to support it. And if you work your way from 1 to 7, then you've already downloaded the data that you need that supports you in the decision that you make. Really, number 7 should be just execute. Because once you've done 1 through 6, you've made the decision. And these are 7 days. You can do this in 7 days. I would say that you want to gain clarity on Sunday. You want to win your first hour on Monday. Tuesday, you want to make sure that the clarity that you've gained doesn't allow emotion to sneak in and start making decisions for you. Wednesday, you want to make sure you've gotten to the point where you can move first. And then Thursday, order reinforces the discipline. You want to make sure by Thursday that you have everything in order. And Friday, with everything that you've learned about yourself and all the habits you created by not allowing emotions and motivation to be your guideline, you will start acting in alignment with your standard. So now you can either do one or two things on the decide and execute day, which will be Saturday. You can decide and execute and start right then and there, or Saturday can be your decision day. Execution day will be Monday. And just decide Saturday, skip Sunday, develop a plan for yourself, and then look for guidance of how to make that plan better. Best information you could ever give anyone is your experience in doing it yourself. Each of these steps rebuild structure where motivation will eventually fail. If you struggle with consistency, it's not because you're lazy. It's probably because your life lacks structure. And in turn, that makes you have lazy habits. So you're not lazy. Your life just lacks structure. So you start with structure and everything else follows. You want the 7-day reset? The link is in the description. Start there.